Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you some walls and slopes on Haven. This by no means are all of the ones possible. These are just the ones that I like to use when I'm playing. So for the first boost of this video, we're going to start on the C bomb site. Now this is a very common boost that I see a lot of people doing, but I thought I'd just mention it just because a few people don't know. It's actually just lining yourself up with this box here. Make sure the wall doesn't protrude out past the box, as players will come around and see the wall before they see you. And you want it to be a surprise that you're up on top of the box. You don't want people to be able to predict it. So if you place it just short of the end of the box like this, they're not going to see the box before they come around the corner. And this will allow you to get a really easy kill on the player down there. You can see some footage shot by my friend Crumsy, thanks for him for helping me, that shows either side vision of playing on this boost. Another thing to mention is that you can actually jump up on top of this boost again if you fall down by just coming around onto the wood and then jumping up. So for the next boost, it's over here on the B site. Much like the C one, you want to make sure the wall doesn't protrude out so that you're not noticed, but it's just simply boosting yourself up and then peeking mid window from here. This is a really strong angle and you're going to get a lot of kills using it, especially if you do it with an op. Now, the final two walls in this video aren't really boosts, but they're very useful walls that I like to use, and they're good tips for you, I guess I'd say. Now, the first one is here on the B site. Now, let's say you're trying to take B control and you have a sage with a wall. Now, you want to make sure that you're using your wall correctly. Now, these boxes in the corners are actually very, very smart level design. They can be used in two ways for both sides, really. If you're taking the site here, make sure you place your wall past the box. You don't want to be placing it this side of the box, as that is just going to give the CT team an advantage when using that box. If you see what I mean here, if I place it like this, I, as the attacking player, can come up on top of this box, jump up, and then use it as a boost to peek in towards the A site here. Now, if we change that and place it the other side of the box like I've seen many players do, and place it like this, the defending players will simply be able to jump up on top of this box and shoot over and kill anyone planting the bomb, which is really, really strong. So you want to be making sure you're placing it correctly. On the other hand, if you're defending or trying to retake the site, then you can come and place it on this side of the box and then use it to your advantage again. Now, the final wall of this video is for attacking A. It's a really useful wall that has screwed me over many times when I'm holding A solo. Very often, if a player's holding A solo, you'll see them jiggling short and then maybe coming back to jiggle long and then going back and just changing between the two angles, just making sure that no one's pushing. Now, this wall completely stops them from being able to do that by simply dividing the site basically in two by placing it just here. Now, if you've done this correctly and comboed it with some slopes that you'll see later in the video, this is going to be a really strong tactic, allow you to get the bomb down almost instantly and make a retake very, very difficult for the CTs. So the first two slopes are going to be for the same position on the map. They're just going to be done from two different spots to throw them from. So they're going to land right out the front of B, and both of the spots are over here towards the A side of the map. And this will be really useful if maybe your teammate's on B and he's calling they're pushing mid, but you don't have enough time to run there to help him. You can simply just line up with the middle of this wall in heaven and then aim at the corner of this roof over here. And this will land, as you can see on these shots done by my friend Crumsy, this will land right in front of B mid, and it will slow any players trying to push through the middle. So as I said, the next orb is for the same position, which is outside of B mid, just done from a different position. This would be good if you're not in heaven, you're down on the site, but maybe you have A long control already. You can just come into this corner here, and if you imagine that this full line from the light bulb to the wall is one whole thing, if you go a quarter of the way towards the wall, so go half and then half again, 1/4, and if you just throw there, that's going to land once again in the exact same position in mid and stop any players from pushing through. Now, if we go back to A heaven for this next one, it's the exact same lineup on the wall here, and actually you line up on the corner again, but this time you want to go up to the height of the secondary corner that you see. So if you come up until you reach that point, this will actually land at the bottom of mid doors, and you can get really good mid control off this, especially if it's comboed with a mid smoke. So we've looked at a few of the A slow orbs from the defender's side. Now let's take a look at some of the ones from the attacking side. From this position here on the corner outside of A long, there are two orbs that you need to throw. The first you can throw at the bottom of this gray box here, right in the center, and this will land underneath heaven and block off the box on site, meaning that any players that are playing there, they're going to have a really hard time escaping you, and you should just be able to easily kill them. Now the next one is from the exact same position, but this time you want to be crouching when you throw it. And if you look at the rocks in the background, it's in between the last and second to last rock there on that little dip down. Now this is actually going to land in heaven and block anyone from playing in that position. Of course, they can still be up there. It's just going to make it really hard for them to peek and then get away easily. If they do peek and kill one of you, you should easily be able to kill them. Now for the last one on the A site, we simply just come over here to the other corner. And for this, we just line up with this corner and aim on this metal prong that's sticking out of the antenna here. And this is going to land in CT and make it really easy for you guys to get to this site before any potential rotates can come through. Now, if we come over to the B site here, and let's say you want to slow up mid window to potentially stop anyone from pushing there, or maybe let your teammates get out C short or something, you don't really want to do it late in the round if you just swing peek and throw the orb, as there potentially may be players in the window that are just going to shoot you. Whereas if you come to the back of B site in this corner here and you throw it halfway between these two pillars and directly on the top of the line here, it's going to land perfectly in the window and you're going to be able to take mid control really easily. This also blocks off the stairs, which means they can't actually jump up. Now this slow doesn't really have a lineup, but it's very, very useful for taking B site control or retaking B site control. It's simply the fact that there are slanted walls on the back of B site, which means if you run up and throw a slow, it's going to bounce towards the back site and block off any players from playing in this back position. It doesn't go all the way back into the cubby, but it does block off basically the entire back side. And as I said, you can actually throw it from either side as there's slanted walls on both sides here. So you can throw it from one side on the left or the other side on the right, and it will cover both sides. Just remember that whichever side you throw it off, it's going to go more towards the other side. Now for the final two orbs of this video are over towards the C site. For the first one, it's a really useful orb for taking C site control. It basically blanket covers the entire back between these two boxes, meaning it's going to be very difficult for anyone to peek between them. You just want to line up on this wood here and then turn around and throw it at the bottom of this rope, and that's actually going to travel all the way up to the site and block off the angle so that no one can play there. Now for the final orb of this video, it is a bit risky as you do have to cross C long to get into the position to take it, but this is really easy. You can do this with an omen smoke, any sort of smoke, or even a flashbang, as players probably won't peek into the angle, and if there's a smoke down there, they're definitely not going to be able to see you cross. So if you just cross over into the corner and then you find the lowest down part of the sort of rocks in the background on this left side, so that's this one here, and then you want to throw on the left hand side, just the top left, and that's going to travel all the way through the air and hit CT and block off any players from being able to rotate into the site. Okay, so that's all the slow orbs and walls I've got for you guys today on Haven. If you guys want to see me cover bind, please by all means let me know down in the comments, or you can come by my Twitch stream. I try and go live at about 6 p.m. every single day, and you guys can ask me to make the video there. Other than that, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure you like and subscribe. I've got way more content like this one coming out, and there's also some other videos on the channel. They'll be linked at the end.